Hello and welcome to AEW Rise to the Top, episode number 14. And today we are with you with possibly the biggest show of the year, AEW All Out. And let's just bloody stop messing around. Let's just get straight into it. You know, I'll be with you in a sec for the first match. And with the first of three pre-show matches... we are coming at you live from the Carrier Dome with a crowd of 32,326, which is huge. And in the first matchup of the pre-show, it is Chris Statlander taking on Maria Manic. And it is Maria Manic, who picks up the victory in just over 12 minutes with an Alabama Slam. That segment got a 39. Maria Manic had a 39. Chris Statlander had a 35, who was off her game. Crowd didn't seem thrilled seeing Maria Manic, but that's why this is on the pre-show. Now let's move on to the next pre-show matchup. And it is Jungle Boy taking on Kip Sabian. Oh, they have great chemistry. That is good to know. In a decent pre-show match, Jungle Boy defeated Kip Sabian in 13 minutes 27 by pinfall. This got a 55. Once again, wanted to give both of these guys just a chance to show what they can do only on the pre-show, as the main card was pretty stacked up. But let's move on to the final pre-show match. And it is Yuka Sakazaki taking on Big Swole. So I clicked off that quickly. I had to go back to the booking screen because I forgot to do something. And I thought it would take me back to the other match, but it didn't. It's brought me to this match, which is a bit annoying, but that's okay. It was Yuka Sakazaki losing to Big Swole. Big Swole being managed by Mr. Brody Lee of the Dark Order. Big Swole was hinting at a heel turn, and I think he got like a 30 rating. So he didn't miss out on too much, but yeah, unfortunately that's a slight mess up on my part, but I'll show you the rating and stuff when we get to the finish show screen. But the first match of the main card, SCU went to Tony Khan and begged for this match. So we got Chris Jericho and Scorpio Sky taking on Scorpio's former team, Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian, SCU. And in a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, it is the Inner Circle who pick up the victory when Scorpio Sky pinned Frankie Kazarian with a fatal answer. Scorpio Sky had a 63, Chris Jericho had a 65, Kazarian had a 67, and Christopher Daniels had a 50. This made the SCU Never storyline gain heat, but then also ended it, so I don't really know how that works. This open got a 67, which is a really nice start to the match. It even says down there, look, see just there, it was a strong start, which is real good. So let's move on to the next segment of the show, where we see Death Triangle arrive at the arena and are walking through the car park. Pac and Pentagon Jr. enter the arena. They turn around to see Rey Fenix getting hit by a car that speeds off into the night. Pac and Pentagon run to Fenix, but he can't stand up. So the first champ storyline has advanced, so has the Death Triangle storyline has started. This got a 69 rating, so there, Rey Fenix getting hit by a mystery assailant in a car, which will put him out of action for a good while. Let's move on to the next segment, and we have here Tenille Dashwood taking on cheerleader Melissa. These two have been at each other's throats ever since Fyter Fest, where Tenille Dashwood made her debut, and it is Tenille Dashwood who picks up the victory in just under 15 minutes by making cheerleader Melissa tap out. This segment got a 53. Tenille Dashwood had a 46. Cheerleader Melissa had a 53. The Girl Next Door versus the cheerleader storyline has ended, and a pretty vocal crowd didn't seem thrilled seeing Tenille. I don't think I've used her enough this month. That's why she's still getting the popularity, that thing coming up. But that's all right. She's got a future in the business. I don't know if you're aware of this, but she's actually a good wrestler, so she actually has a future. So the crowd, like I said in the last episode, we just need to work on building up the women's division. But 53 is actually a really good performance for our women's division so far. Now let's move on to the next segment of All Out. And we go over to the commentary desk. JR referring to the hit and run we just witnessed. Says, everyone here at AEW apologizes that you all had to see that, and we all wish Rey Fenix a speedy recovery. And Tony Schiavone says, unfortunately, I have to be the one to tell you that we do need to crown a trios champion this evening. So the match has now been changed to the Elite versus the Best Friends. So the trios championship has now been changed after that hit and run attack to the Elite taking on the Best Friends. So the first champ storyline has advanced with this segment, and the Death Triangle storyline has advanced as well. It's a 58, just a little, filling the people in at home as to what's happening after that horrible act by a mystery assailant. Now let's move on to the next segment. And we have Jake Roberts and Lance Archer hit the ring. Jake Roberts says that the clock has struck midnight. It's time. Will anyone answer the call? Jake looks towards the entrance ramp. Nothing. Okay, well, I'm going to give you until the count of 3. If no one comes out by then, we're going back there. 3, 2, what unfamiliar music fills the arena? Matt Cardona makes his way out, formerly known as Zack Ryder. He makes his way to the ring, soaking up the applause of the crowd, and he enters ready for his challenge. Matt Cardona debuted his dude gimmick, and he got an initial rating of great. 45 for Matt Cardona. Doesn't really get penalized for anything. Just, so Matt Cardona is all Elite. I've had him signed since I signed him at the same time I signed Maria Manic and Christian Casanova. So he's been here for ages, just waiting for the right time to debut. And All Out, I thought, was a good place to do it with this open challenge. Let's move on to the matchup. And in a decent match, it is Lance Archer who picks up the win against the debuting Matt Cardona in 10:22 with a blackout. This segment got 48. Both of them got a in-ring rating of 51. A pretty vocal crowd didn't seem thrilled with seeing Matt Cardona, which is to be expected. It's a bit annoying when he is obviously a very recognizable face, and if he showed up in AEW, would people really be that happy? To be fair, you know what? Maybe they would. I would. I like Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona. He's penalized for having a negative crowd reaction and for trying to go all out. He's made his debut. He's here. Lance Archer, the Murder Hawk monster, does manage to pick up the victory, though. Now let's move on to the next segment. And we just see a quick video here to promote Austin Gunn. Going over his promo from last week, showing him training, showing his dad, helping him out, ready for the biggest match of his career, the TNT Championship match, which is coming up next. And in a bout that had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. And still, your AEW TNT champion is the big thing, Sean Spears. He defeated Austin Gunn in 12:02 by pinfall, and that is his defense number 2 of the TEW. The TEW? That's the game. The AEW TNT title. It's a lot of, T's and E's and W's in there. Give me a break. This segment got a 43 rating. Not great, but it was Austin Gunn. I wasn't expecting too much. And Sean Spears is still angry at me. So Austin Gunn had an in-ring performance of 43. Sean Spears had a 48. The announcing quality lifted the match, and Billy Gunn, who was managing Austin, did some good work at ringside. So far, a bit disappointed with the pay-per-view so far, but we've had some good, some bad, some ups, some downs. Let's move on to the next segment, where it is Dr. Britt Baker challenging for Hikaru Shida's AEW Women's Championship. and in a bout that had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, in 15 minutes and 16 seconds, your new AEW Women's Champion, Dr. Britt Baker, made Shida tap out with the lockjaw. New champion alert. Ding, ding, ding. Ring the bell. So both of them got a performance of 46, sorry. Segment got a 49 overall, which is pretty good. And Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, is your new AEW Women's World Champion. And I can't wait for this to happen in real life, because it's going to happen soon, isn't it? Right? It's got to. If she wasn't injured right now, that would have already happened. And I'm really excited for it, because she's just doing great, really, isn't she? The whole role model stuff, amazing. Anyway, let's move on to the next segment. And we go straight into that match. The new final of the TNT Championship tournament, in a bout that had great wrestling and good heat. In 18 minutes and 14 seconds, the first ever AEW Trios Tag Team Champions are Cody, Matt, and Nick of the Elite, picking up the victory and a 77 rating against best friends Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, and Orange Cassidy. Chuck Taylor was apparently the weak link, getting only a 59, with Cody only a 69, Matt and Nick getting an 84 and 85, and Orange a 70, Trent a 68. The first champ storyline has ended with this segment. Oh, that's a lot of good stuff. Cody, all the Elite again, had a hot new move. 4 people in this match had a groundswell of public support. The match got the crowd buzzing. 77 is great. So your new first ever Trios Tag Team Champions are the Elite. Having just picked up the victory, the Elite go into the crowd to celebrate with their people. This got a 74, which is, a good feel-good moment for the crowd. Seeing everyone's favourite 3 people. That's not true. They're not even my favourite 3 people. Some people, they're probably their favourite 3 people. Seeing them pick up the victory and become the first ever champions. Cody, though, now has been the first ever champion of 2 different championships within the space of 3 months. Which is pretty cool. Anyway, let's move on to the next segment. And here we have the Tag Team Championship matchup between FTR and Hangman Page and Kenny Omega. And in a good match, going 21 minutes and 52 seconds, your new Tag Team Champions, FTR, after they pin Hangman Page with a Goodnight Express. This again getting a 73, really good ratings. Both of FTR getting a 59, Hangman getting a 60, and Kenny getting an 85. He's so good. The F the Rest storyline gained heat and ended with this segment. So FTR, your new tag team champions, which means that going into the main event, the 4 Horsemen hold 3 of the 4 championships they were fighting for. 3 of the 4? 2 of the 3. Yeah, I was counting the tag champs as 2 belts. No, 2 of the 3 titles that they can challenge for, they hold going into that main event, where MJF has the opportunity to pick up the clean sweep for the 4 Horsemen. Just a great match, 73 rating. I cannot wait to see this match in real life. I hope they do it before they break up Page and Omega. Struggling with the psychology of a slow build, struggling to perform to a level where... Oh, that's rubbish. Have you not seen these guys? NXT, their things. Cash Wheeler got a bonus for good psychology in an epic. That's pretty good. Yeah, so let's move on to the next segment, a 73 for that one. And FTR celebrate with their championships up the ramp and head to the back, leaving Page and Omega in the ring. Adam Page: look, man, you were right. I didn't take them seriously enough. I'm sorry. Kenny ignores Page. Please, man, say something. I'm really sorry, man. Kenny hugs Page. When he releases the hug, Kenny low blows Page. Page falls to his knees and Kenny hits a V-trigger. Screaming, he picks up Page and hits him with the one-winged angel. He goes to the back, leaving Page lying alone in the ring. Kenny Omega has turned heel. Kenny Omega has turned heel on his tag team partner. You could see the frustration building up between them in the last few weeks. Last few months, the whole year, basically, let's be honest. This segment got a 73 again. Very nice. Kenny Omega was good, and he benefited from having a groundswell of public support. No penalties there. I nearly said penalizations again. I don't know why. Yeah, Kenny Omega is a heel. We need more major star heels. The only one we have is Chris Jericho. So, turn bloody Kenny heel. Why not? Let's do this. And now let's move on to the main event of the evening, that steel cage triple threat match between Jon Moxley, MJF, and Darby Allin. In a bout that had great heat and good wrestling, and still your AEW champion Jon Moxley picks up the win by pinning Darby Allin with a paradigm shift. MJF was at the top of the cage, ready to climb down and get the victory when Jon Moxley picked up the victory. MJF only a split second too late, his feet hitting the floor. So something tells me it is not going to be over between those two. Moxley carried the match, and MJF was the weak link apparently. So Jon Moxley got an 84, Darby Allin a 68, MJF 54. Futurist storyline ended. This match was a poor choice for this type of audience. Why? Where are the penalties? Inappropriate match type for this audience. That's really annoying. Penalised for the crowd starting to get burned out. I did make it a really long... I made it like 30 minutes. So that is obviously they've ended that quicker. Yeah, length 22 minutes. Oh, I don't know why the segment is so long. I guess 3 entrances and then bringing the cage down maybe? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to the final segment of the show. And we have just Moxley celebrating with his championship as we go off the air. 72, MJF looking very pissed off as Moxley celebrates there. So that is all out. That is all out. I think it's definitely going to be better than Fyter Fest. I think Fyter Fest was like a 66. I think it definitely should be much better than that. Let's finish the show and see how we got on. A 70. We would have gained 6 British regions, but okay. So the show increased our popularity in 43 regions. We would have gained more popularity in 6 British regions, but growth was restricted due to the limited number of viewers there. I don't really know how to change that. Maybe try and get this up for pay-per-view or something. Anyway, let's go back to the Big Swole defeated Yuka Sakazaki. That got a 31 rating. I can't click on it for some reason, but yeah. So overall, the Elite, just they're so good, aren't they? But I'm really disappointed by that main event. I really thought that was going to be some next level matchups right there. But I think, the card built quite well. Sort of, like peaked and troughed, I guess. And that 6-man tag match, trios match, followed up by just that like batch of 70s. The last hour or so of this show, it would have been hour and a half maybe. I made all the matches quite long. Really good. So let's go back. Let's make a speech. Kenny Omega did very well. Who else did well? I'm gonna MJF. I'm gonna say. No, I don't want to do that actually. I was gonna be like, hey, you could do better next time, but I'm not gonna do that. Let's give Sean Spears a good old, because he hates me at the moment. Sean Spears, we're gonna praise him for a great performance, and also Dr. Britt Baker. Let's praise her for a great performance. Kenny Omega's happy, Sean Spears is pleased, and Britt Baker seems pleased. Okay, so we're just heading back to the main screen, and I will see you in a second. Okay, so AAA have got that extension for Octagon Jr. I didn't end up signing him in the end. Let's have a look and see what we went up against tonight. New Japan. Oh, only a 64? That doesn't... Is that like a lower thing? I'm not too well versed on New Japan. So I'm not sure if that's like a smaller show, because that seems really low for them. Triple A, Triple Mania. Oh, is that 28? Got a 70 rating, 27,000 people in attendance there. Yeah, pretty good. All Out, we got a 70 as well, but we had 32,000 people. All Japan, Summer Explosion had a 51. And GCW Worst Behavior had a 62. Joey Janela was there. Wow. Okay, so let's check the emails. Golden Magic. I don't know who that is. Okay. John Silver's contract is ending. You want me to write off MJ Dax Harwood? Get out of here. 793,000 viewers last night and a 1.28 pay-per-view buy. Let's just look on the show history. No, it's not that. It's like top 100s, isn't it? Where are they? I'll find them and I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, so we're looking on here quickly. So yeah, that was Fighter Fest got a 67, not a 66. I was slightly wrong. And All Out there getting a 70. Still like 7 worse than our best Dynamite. Top 100 matches. Anyone break into this from here? I don't think so. Not. What was our best match on that card? It was like a 72 or something, wasn't it? Fighter Fest is there. All Out FTR defeating Adam Page. Any more than that? Dynamite. Oh, All Out there. The Elite getting so going up to number 7. That was our best match from there. Attendances, that was our highest attended show by 12,000. Pay-per-view buy rates, slightly better than All Out. TV ratings, that doesn't matter. And top 100 viewerships, only not as much viewers. Anyway, that'll do it for this episode. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. We'll be back with all of the fallout from All Out. That's what it is. All of the fallout from All Out in just a few days' time. And I will see you then. Goodbye.